What's happening there, Reject Nation? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. We are going to watch this new trailer from Marvel Entertainment, Moon Knight Featurette. Apparently has a lot of new footage, some new information. If you could leave a like, that would be amazing. Let's watch this. Cool.
There's chaos in you. The fun of Moon Knight is getting introduced to a new superhero in a new world.
It's a real, legitimate character study.
I can't tell the difference between my waking life and dreams.
Moon Knight is a spectacular character. He's got an incredibly unique visual look.
Our job was to kind of put a lens on the things that had the most dramatic juice and ultimately take the mental health aspect incredibly seriously.
That's good.
Stephen.
The way we're tackling the story, we learn about Stephen and then learn about Mark.
What's wrong with you, Mark?
Why did you call me Mark?
Interesting.
And they're the same person.
Okay.
The tone is like Fight Club meets Indiana Jones. It's a bit dark.
Goddamn.
To tie it into something so vast and supernatural, it's amazing.
Thank you.
Every aspect of the show has a duality.
Some conchu for you.
We've shifted the paradigm.
For me, what's really exciting is that it's totally unpredictable.
Dope. Love it. Got a lot of thoughts here.
Gotta get that jump across the way.
You know, when they said it's like Fight Club meets Indiana Jones, it really, really clicked for me right then and there because, I mean, if you've seen Fight Club, spoilers here, have you seen it yet?
I know all about Fight Club at this point.
All right, if you haven't seen Fight Club, click off now. You find out that Edward Norton actually has a split personality, and that is Brad Pitt's Tyler Durden. And then when you're watching this, you're like, oh, it's all dealing with all kinds of personalities here, and then what's real, what isn't, did I do this, did I not do this? Combining like Fight Club and Indiana Jones, it all just went, oh yeah, that's it, that's what I'm seeing, that's all I've been seeing this whole time, and I didn't even realize it, which is cool, because it was like you're mixing it with the archaeological adventures and whatnot. And what I took away that I thought was really fascinating, that when they were talking about Stephen Grant right at the front, is that it doesn't seem like that we're going to be starting off this series with Mark Spector and Khonshu in Egypt, that we will eventually go back there and uncover the origins, kind of like how the Netflix series would do it, where you start off in the middle of something, or where this character's currently at, and then eventually we'll do an episode where you see the origin, but rather than just some flashback, it'll be a journey for the character of Stephen Grant, where Stephen Grant, we're going to start off with him, which is a personality derived from all these experiences. He's going to be uncovering like, oh my god, I'm not really Stephen Grant, I'm actually Mark Spector, which adds more mystery and revelations to it all, which I think is really great. But I know you're really excited for Ethan Hawke, so want to touch on that a little bit, what he was saying?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. And I love that he's talking about, the duality here that is perfectly represented in both, the mixture of tones, the mixture of all these different characters colliding together. And for him, I mean, the Arthur Harrow character is a small, kind of one-off character in the comics. And I'm excited to see what he brings, because in the first ad, we see him looking like a more sinister cult leader, whereas here, it actually seems like he has more of this, like, prophet quality almost, that brief glimpse of him holding what looks like a scarab beetle, and there's some kind of magical presence there. They said Fight Club and Indiana Jones, but I also thought of the Mummy, most definitely. And being that they want to hone in on the psychology and really honor all that stuff, I am really excited to see an actor with as much credibility and as great of a pedigree as Ethan Hawke go up against Oscar Isaac, because Ethan Hawke, I mean, he's been around a good while longer, and to see him step into a world like this, they always talk up how, oh, it's going to be an excellent character study and it's going to be action-packed, it's going to have everything you want, but I really believe that coming from these actors and this show, and I'm really excited to see how, they play off one another and how they honor, the harsher aspects of just the mental states involved, because obviously, I mean, you've got the split personalities of Mark Spector, Stephen Grant, etc., but there's got to be more to what the Arthur Harrow character is as well. What is his duality, and what kind of debate or struggle is going to come out of him? And I love too, you know, seeing these greater glimpses into what looks like the more magical and the more mystical. You get this pyramid with the electricity sparking off the top, or these big rings that almost look, you know, galactic in a way, but also clearly of a mystical origin. What he said about duality really rings through this whole thing, and I'm excited to see those new shades that they bring in for, yeah, the mysticism, but also the darkness that lies underneath all that stuff.
I'm curious how they will handle the mental health aspect, because in all honesty, they're making mental health struggles look fucking awesome. And so I think there's a fine line you could ride there, where it's like you really have to capture the struggle very much so, because as compelling, as awesome as this looks, it's really easy, especially with characters with DID, to go into that's cool, or that's horror, or like that's a cool horror movie, you know? You know, and so if they can actually do something where there's a commentary that treats it with a level of sensitivity, that would be probably the biggest accomplishment they could pull off, because that seems like the hardest thing you can do when plugging your Marvel Disney Plus show, you know?
That's what I'm most curious about, and I really hope they can nail, because DID has become this sort of genre trope at this point, which is a bit reductive, and if they could nail a great character study based off that and have all the cool stuff too, like, that would be so gratifying.
Let's just hope they can actually pull it off in the end. So it's going to be like weirdly structured, and you know, Kevin Feige talking about its unique aesthetic and palette. I feel like this will be more the closest so far to what is akin to the actual Netflix series, but on a more heightened supernatural level, because obviously we're going to be going to Egypt, we're going to be dealing with Conjure, we're going to be dealing with a lot of these mystical creatures and whatnot, and some, like, you know, legendary Egyptian characters perhaps. But we'll see. Guys, what did you think about this Moon Knight first look, or behind the scenes, actually, not the first look? Leave your thoughts down below, subscribe, click that like button, and hey, let's do a Patron of the Day shout out. Flev Doran. Flev, I want to shout you out here, A, because Marvel, you like being shouted out on Marvel videos, and B, I'm pretty confident that out of anyone at our Patreon page, as we do all those shows over there, and I'm pretty confident that if anyone at our Patreon page who watches pretty much all we cover, it's you. I don't think you watch every single one of them, but I think you got the leg up on the most. You comment
broadest taste.
Broadest taste. You comment on a variety of ones. So, dude, I want to thank you for just being one of our most loyal supporters we've ever had. And you're always leaving such positivity in the comment boxes for us. You are a motivation. You are an encouragement. I know we always usually make some like stupid ass joke when we talk about you, Flev, but this time around, I just wanted to say thank you for being awesome. Thank you for being you. And thank you for consistently not just showing your support with your hard-earned dollars, but also showing your support by actually giving us feedback and interacting with us on a daily basis. youtubebomb.com. Thank you, bud.